Incoming transmission.
Green Leader standing by.
Broadcast files in attack position.
Hey, what's up, guys? And welcome back to another episode of Rebel Collectors. I'm Tony from Star Wars Sith, here with Ricky from Pop the Bounty Collector, who I was just stuck with for 4 days. What's up, Ricky?
Stuck with, bro?
Yeah,
It was a
man.
pleasure, okay? You're welcome. You've been blessed for 4 days.
Now I know what parents feel like with their pain in the ass kids that don't listen to them.
Oh, my Lord, bro. Tony, every trip, like, one, I'm older than him. Two, I already have 2 kids and raised kids. All he raised was cats.
2 cats.
Okay?
It's a lot of work.
Yeah, that's an S. Cats.
Yeah.
So when I'm with him, he likes to, pretend like I'm his child. And he's always looking in the back to see where I'm at.
Because you're slow. Keep up. I don't want you to get kidnapped.
Bro, I move at my own pace, bro. I move at my own pace. You
No,
don't tell
no,
Jabba
no.
what to do, all right?
Yeah, you wish you were Jabba.
But yeah, it was a fun 4 days. Very tiring, bro. As I get older, these cons, bro, they
Super
change
tiring.
you. So the thing is, like, people, my family members, my girl, her friends, they're like, "Oh, you going to Chicago?" Like, they think we're hitting like the dance club and stuff. Like we chilling the bro, we up at 8 a.m. Going to the con to stand in a line, to wait for another line, to wait for another line, and then eat 2 hot dogs with a bag of chips, and they charge you like $17 with some
Yep.
water. Yeah, this was like more of, I guess you could say, like a business trip.
Yeah.
We wanted to get content, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie. We did experience something that's once in a lifetime.
No, we did, man. We certainly did. Now, that's what this episode is probably going to be mainly about, is just talking about our experiences there and then looking at forward to some other cons we'll be going to for the rest of the year. But overall, what are your thoughts on your first Fan Expo Chicago? What did you think overall of the convention?
So, Fan Expo is run by the same company that runs Megacon. So obviously a lot of similarities. The layout of that con, or the convention center, is a little bit weird. Like how the autograph section is, or like you going in and out, and then there's like a little ramp of an upper level. I mean, I guess we're blessed here in Orlando that our convention center is so huge that it's just one and big huge room, versus it felt like this was a little bit different sections here and there, and then it looked kind of weird, the layout with the aisles. Like in Orlando, you could see the aisles sign huge, and you could see the separation of each aisle. So you could just say like this con was like MegaCon, but the convention felt the smaller than our Orlando convention. But I mean, overall, it especially the Saturday felt exactly like the Saturday at MegaCon. It was busy in there. So, but
Yeah. Yeah, so like it did feel and look just like MegaCon. My only thing that sucked balls, because every time I had to do it, I was like, I don't want to do this walk. But there was only one way in,
yeah.
one way out.
hmm
MegaCon, there's freaking every corner, every side, there's doors. So like if you were at the autograph hall, which was in the far corner, and you had to go back to the entrance to go out to go upstairs, that walk, because
It
there's
was
only
intense.
one way, was terrible because all the traffic flowed in and out. So when I had to go to Mark's photo, that was a mission. Back to the autographs to get my autos, that was a mission. Back up there for Hayden, it was like that walk. I just dreaded it because, like, why do you have one entrance right there in the front corner when you pulled in? That made no sense. So I didn't really like that part. Everything else was fine. It was just like MegaCon, but I feel like the traffic would have flowed better if you had more exits than that one. Because man, it was hard to walk in some spots.
Definitely, it felt like we ran by the same booth that had all the Star Wars vehicles and
Yeah.
figures, because it was right there in the front. I
Yep.
think we've seen that booth like more than 10 times, because that's the only entrance and exit pretty much you could go through. So definitely that. I feel like the VIP lounge in Orlando is it's huge, it's bigger. This one's a little bit smaller. It it overall, like I said, it was busy like a MegaCon, but I feel like the layout of the floor itself was just a little bit smaller. Now I wish they would have it. I think it's called what, the McCormick Center?
McCormick Place, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, place. If they had it there, bro,
Oh my god.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah, because that had more than one way in, and it
Hmm.
was massive. One thing though that they did so good, and like other conventions need to take this into consideration, was where they had Mark and Hayden. It was separate, and you couldn't even access that area unless you
Yeah,
showed your QR code. So every time we went up there, it was not packed. The AC was cold because it wasn't overcrowded. So that I'll give them a huge shout out, because once we got through that crowd, got to the escalator and went up, it was peace and calm. And like they had mad employees up there working for no reason. Like when you would go up, there would be like 3 or 4 of them there,
just
like
sitting there.
like doing nothing. Like, bro, this is the least amount of people up here. What are you guys doing? Like
Exactly.
they were
But
doing
yeah, I could give
nothing.
him credit for that 100% because like you cannot go up there. There was only one escalator to go up and one escalator to go down, and that's it. So that was pretty good. What else could I say is different? I don't know how I felt about the VIP line.
Yeah, the line access thing.
Yeah, I
So
don't know about that.
it is like MegaCon doesn't like I think they don't do
No,
that at MegaCon,
no,
right?
because they so at MegaCon they had two separate lines. They had the regular general admission line to get an autograph, and then they had one little stanchion line for VIP. So the way
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
doing it was they will let VIP in, like two or three, and then they'll let one person from the general line. This here in Chicago, they made a table just for VIP, and you had to stand in that VIP line, and then you go to them. Once you get to the table, you tell them what artist or actor you want their
Yeah.
autograph, and then they will walk you to their table, and then you're the next person in line.
Yeah.
So the reason why I didn't like that is because for what is it,
Mhm.
Jonas, his line had like 4 or 5 people in front of me, but this is a
Oh,
regular general admission.
yeah.
When I went to the VIP experience line, there was like 20 people there. So I said, what was the point? So in that moment, I felt like, what was the point of getting VIP then?
Yeah, for that moment, but,
Yeah.
like, I agree with you 100%, but for me, I reaped the benefits because Cameron Monaghan was late, right? So, I was in the general area by that VIP access line, and Cameron was right across. So, I got to the point where I was so frustrated that I was gonna call Epic Photo Ops customer service and cancel my Cameron Monaghan autograph, because like, he's not there, his flight's late, these lines are crazy, I gotta go to this. So I'm trying to look up the number. As I'm looking it up, he walks right in front of me, and I'm like, "Oh, he's here." So then he walks and he's going to his table. Everyone's like, "Yay!" And then the VIP access person sees that, and then she yells, "Okay, is there anybody here for Cameron Monaghan?" And I happen to be standing at the end of it, and I was like, "Yeah." So I followed her, and I was the first one to his line, and literally I was like the third person to get an auto from him.
Oh,
So it,
okay.
it worked to my benefit there because I happened to be at the right place at the right time. Lady yelled, "Who's here for Cameron Monaghan?" And follow me. Boom, right over there, right to the front. And like his line, I felt bad, but not really. Whatever, get VIP. His line, people were like, "We've been waiting here 4 hours." We'll get VIP next time. You won't have to worry, because it worked in that case for me. Because everyone there, they've been there for 4 hours waiting for him.
Yeah, that's one thing. I have another video that I'm gonna drop, kind of showing a little bit more of the con, walking through the exhibit booths and all that stuff. But one advice that I always give everybody: if you're buying just a Saturday general ticket, just a general ticket for Saturday,
Don't go.
don't expect to get 10 autographs. And that's what I think people no, in reality, that's what I think people like that. I'm just gonna go Saturday because that's all I can afford. And I'm not trying to knock nobody. If you can only afford one day, I understand that. I understand money situations, but the expectation, wear comfortable shoes, expect to be in line along lines. Don't expect to get everything signed. because like you said, you Cameron Monaghan, if you bought a Saturday ticket, you're there for 4 hours just sitting there.
Yeah.
And then by the time he gets through the line, depending on your position, you might be there for another hour. So that's already 5 hours. I think what are they open for? The con is open what for
Like
9 hours, 8 hours?
8 hours, if that.
Yeah, and then the thing is, you might be sitting in line. Bring some snacks. If you can, bring like, whatever, gummies, bananas, muffins, something and water. Definitely water because you're gonna be in the line for a long, long time. And there was moments that we were in line for a while, and like you said, we have VIP. So imagine the other people, you know?
Another thing too, don't do your friends no favors getting them autos. Like I know when Grayson went to Megacon, he spent his whole day waiting in line for Cameron Monaghan for a buddy of his, which
Mhm.
sucks. And like for me, my brother wanted a couple. So one of them was easy. I got John Connor. It was easy. It was cool. It was fine. But Sarah Connor, I didn't get, and I tried, and it stressed me out. So like in the future, I don't care who it is. You could be my brother. Sorry, Nick. Get it yourself because shit gets crazy. Sarah Connor, I
Yeah.
tried going back 2, 3 times, and like I would go all the way back to VIP relax, come back after an hour when they told me nothing, would leave, come back. It was overwhelming. So, like, if people say, oh, while you're there, can you do this? Keep in mind that favor might cost you 2 to 3 hours of your day and drive you nuts, especially if that guest is late, if their flight's delayed, if this or that, because Sarah Connor's line was crazy.
Everybody was complaining about that line. Even like when we were up, the people that work for the events with the yellow shirt, they
Yeah.
were talking about the line down there.
Yeah.
So, just to give you an example of just my day on Saturday. So Saturday I had to pick up Hayden's ticket. So you have to scan your QR code that you prepaid to actually get a physical ticket to be able to go upstairs. So that's one line that I waited. Then I had to go back upstairs because I had the photo op with Mark and Hayden. So that's another line that I'm waiting for. Got that photo. Then I had went back down just to kind of see the floor, but I was like you said, you know how you were getting autographs for Nick? I was looking for stuff for my girl because she wanted Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
So I went through the floor looking for that. Then I'm like, damn, I got an autograph with Mark at 2. So I had to go back up, get the autograph from Mark, to then go back down to try to relax for a little bit, but not really because then I also got an autograph with Hayden at 4 to go back up. So it's like, when do you have time? Oh yeah, in between, I think Mark and Hayden, I ate 3 tacos that and 3 little tacos like this. Look at my hand. Little tacos, $21.
Damn.
Okay. Con food again, very expensive. So when do I have time to like, people sometimes be like, yo, why you don't hit me up when you're over there? Yo, why you don't try to look out for me? Yo, when
Hell no,
one who
bro.
one who's carrying all that? Because I'm already carrying stuff that I'm getting signed, and plus the equipment, whatever the cameras, the mic, all that stuff, battery. I'm already carrying stuff that I don't even want to carry. To be honest with you, I just want to go there and not do anything with my hands.
Yeah.
So it's tough, guys. That's what I'm saying. That next video that I drop on the channel that you'll see this week would just go a little bit more detail of and I'll show you guys things that I recorded in Chicago. But yeah, don't expect too much. That's why me and Tony like to get the 3-day pass, the 4-day pass if it's 4 days, because then you could spread your things, your day out and
Yeah.
try to also be strategic on, let me get autos on this day and one photo. Let me get autos in this, because if you try to do everything at once, and that's one thing that people did, and they complained because when they were in Hayden's line for autographs, Mark was leaving at 4:30, and that was a hard 4:30, and
Yeah.
it was people standing in that line that needed to get Mark's autograph, and
Ooh.
yeah, so a lady was yelling, "If you are here in this line for Hayden, but you have a ticket for Mark, he is leaving at 4:30. You guys need to follow me, and we'll bring you guys back in the line." So that's the thing; things
Oh.
kind of cross, so you have to really plan your day out. That's why it was not a good idea to get both autographs probably on the same day.
Yeah. One thing I learned is only pre-purchase the ones you know will sell out. The ones that don't, do it if there's no line. Like I pre-purchased Markton and Hayden, of course, because they sold out. Now, I did pre-purchase Cameron Monaghan and Ezra, and Junus's you couldn't pre-purchase, and
Mhm.
Zelda's you couldn't. But I honestly wish I didn't pre-purchase Cameron and Ezra's. It was a great experience meeting both of them, but like that was just added stress because it's like, okay, there's just more. I bit off way more than I could chew, and I learned from that. So the next con I go to, I'm only gonna pre-order the ones I have to get, and then for the other ones that I want, if there's no line and it's convenient, I could do it. If there's not, I don't have to worry about it because there's no money tied in. Because I almost got screwed with Sarah Connor because I was doing cash and when I was in the VIP line, she's like, "Oh, it's prepaid only," and I'm like, "Well, I'll just order it online and just show the QR code. It's not sold out." She's like, "Okay," so I pre-ordered it on my phone because she was supposed to be there at 1:30. I did that at 1. It's 2 o'clock. She didn't show up. So I'm like, what?
Mm.
I'm like, damn it. I took my brother's money. I bought it with my money, and now I might not even see her. So I might lose $80. Plus, I don't get his auto. It was just a mess. So for the next con, for sure, I'm just gonna have cash on me. I'll have plaques in case because eventually I see him, but I'm not gonna like lock myself in. I'm getting these 4 on Friday, these 4 on Saturday because it's even with VIP, it was too much.
Yeah, it was, and there was even moments that we didn't even see each other. Like, you were like I could tell you were stressed because you were like, I gotta go. I gotta go. I gotta try to get these autographs." And, like, I don't know how much filming. I think you even said,
Not that
you didn't
much.
even get to film that much the second day
Yep.
because, again, Tony had to get these autographs. And like you said, if you're able to spread things out or just minimize to be like, "Okay, these ones for sure I need, these other ones, they hit up other cons all the time. I'll probably get them the
Yeah.
next time around." Yeah, definitely.
That's why I said to you, man, we should have did all 3 days and not just 2 days. Cause like
Mm,
originally we just did 2 days because like we're just gonna do Mark, Hayden, and that's it. We're not gonna do nothing else. And then they kept adding people, and it's
yes.
so I'm never not doing a full con. I don't even care what it is. I'm always gonna do the full 3 days, no matter where it is. Even if I don't do nothing that last day, I can actually just chill. But
Yeah, and then if you remember, so another thing that me and Tony do, we go to all the cons, but we don't stay there the whole day. Because sometimes, like, the con closes at 7.
yeah,
If we did our thing, like, okay, I got my autographs and photo for this day, and it's 5:30, we'd be like, yo, we're dipping, we're gonna go eat some dinner.
yep,
This, since we crammed it into just 2 days,
we
we
couldn't.
stayed way, even Mark's
Dude,
panel, I think
we
took
were
for
we were there from like open to past close both days, and like
yes.
the open spoilers, we got in a little early when we shouldn't have, but hey, it happens. But like we got in an hour and a half before VIP should have, so we were there even earlier just because we had the access just to check out the floor. And even then, we were kind of just hanging around BS, and we weren't even filming when we probably
No.
should have been because like that was perfect time. But yeah, man, every con, like I'm going to Tampa Bay this weekend. I'm doing all 3 days and not stressing. Like I have no money. Like after Hayden and Mark, like I'm done. But we'll talk about Tampa Bay a little bit more later. But I might do a Hayden auto or photo.
Oof.
I don't know yet. Cause like I just I might do an auto because I kind of want to. Well, we'll get into that why later. But so let's first talk Friday. Both getting the Mark Hamill photo op. What was that like walking up and getting that photo with Mark?
Oh, you mean this photo right here? This guy right here? It was a great experience, man. Like, Nilda had hit me up because I posted the video of getting his autograph.
Uh-huh.
But like before going into there, I could feel kind of like tears coming out because it kind of like hit me like, damn, I'm meeting Luke Mother and Skywalker, like this is crazy. I never in my life, and I was like kind of low key jealous of Nilda
Oh yeah,
going
hell yeah.
going out last year. It was during Black Friday, and I was like, at least it happened Black Friday, so I could use that excuse, like, oh, I couldn't go regardless because of
Yeah.
work. But now this time in Chicago, there was no excuse, and that's why I ended up pulling the trigger. I know it's a lot of money. I get it. Don't get me wrong. I know a lot of people there's some people that say, "Oh man, I'm happy for you," and there's some people that are like, "Oh man, that's a lot of money." It is a lot of money, but it's also and it is a couple. Even if it's 60 seconds, a minute, it's an experience that you could always say you always have. Like I got to meet the man himself, and it was so cool, and it just locking eyes, man. He's old, but he kind of had the same effect that Hayden had on me. Something about their eyes, they
Yeah.
locked in, they smile, and then I didn't even think he was gonna. I think they said he was not. Don't hug Mark. Don't do
Yeah.
anything. My
Yeah.
man put his hand on my shoulder and pointing, and I was like, wow, that's pretty dope.
Yeah. So my experience was basically the same. Just when you peeked around that curtain and saw Luke sitting there, it to me still doesn't even feel real. Like it doesn't feel real like that this happened. Like it doesn't. And it was cool because his reaction to Astro T's shirt when I walked up, the first thing he said was, "Oh my god, I've never seen that shirt." And just hearing his voice, like all I could all I like hear is you fought in the Clone Wars. That's all I hear is young Luke. And like he loved the shirt. Like he put his arm around me. I was like, oh my God, like this is Luke Skywalker.
Yeah, you look at your photo. He puts his hand on my shoulder and points to me. Where's his other arm, bro? What is he
Let's
doing
go,
over there?
baby. Let's
What
go,
is he doing
baby.
over there, bro? What
Me
is
and
he
Luke,
grabbing?
baby. So that was just like it was just unreal. And then just like when you're walking away, it's like, thank you, thanks for coming. That eye
Mhm.
contact. It was worth every penny because like after this, like last year he did Fan Expo. Before that, he hasn't done a con since 2017. And our boy Nevo, he got 5 like comic books autographed, and he even
Mhm.
was asking him, "Are you doing future conventions? Any other cons? This and that?" And he basically was like, "This is probably going to be his last convention." So like after this, there might not be a chance to meet Mark Hamill again, man. Like, which is crazy that we took advantage of this opportunity, but that's like why we did it, because like this is rare, like super
Yeah.
rare.
I mean, it's not like, nothing against Star Trek, but William Shatner has hit MegaCon
Oh, this
at
dude, he was
almost
there
every
too.
year. And he was there too. So, I mean, nothing against William Shatner, but it's not that. And the same thing with me with Stan Lee. Stan Lee hit
Oh,
MegaCon like 3 years in a row,
I regret
and the
that.
price kept on going up, and I'm like, "Bro, my man's not getting any younger. I gotta jump on Stan Lee." And lucky I got to get his autograph because literally the next year he passed away. And I was like, wow. So I'm not wishing anything, knock on wood, for Mark. But again,
Yeah.
you don't know. He's getting up in that age. And the simple fact that he doesn't do this every year, I'm like, bro, I gotta do it now.
No, exactly. Yeah, like God forbid anything. That's why I pulled the trigger, because like you never know. And I'm just, bro, I just keep looking. Every time I look at it and the other one, I just smile. I get like instant happiness. Like I even have it as my wallpaper on my phone, and every time I look, I just light up with like it's crazy, man. So that was Friday. Crazy experience. Now, did you get any autos on Friday?
No autos on Friday. And that's another thing. All my autos were on Saturday. So that's why it felt rushed too. All of them are
Oh.
Saturday. So yeah, just the Mark photo and then obviously the panel.
So I got 5 of my autos on Saturday, but Friday I did get to meet Patricia Somerset, who voiced
Oh yeah.
Princess Zelda in Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. It was cool because I was supposed to meet her at MegaCon, but I didn't get a chance. I was supposed to go to SuperCon, but I didn't, and she was there. Nick met her both times and said she's so cool, so down to earth. So I had to go. I told her about how I missed her twice. I was looking forward that she met my brother, and I showed her the photo op she took with Nick, and she was like, "Oh my God, I remember him." And she was like, "And you kind of look like him. I thought you looked familiar when you walked up." And I was like, "Yeah, that's my brother." So she signed this custom Zelda plaque, which came out
Oh
fire.
yes.
Her autograph, Zelda with the 3 hearts, and to Tony. So this was super cool. Like she's such a vibe. And like honestly, I probably would meet her again. Like how we met Mario, and that was such a dope thing.
Oh yeah.
I would do it again with Mario. I think like if she comes up, I'm just gonna make another plaque, and maybe I'll just do like a full Tears of the Kingdom plaque this time, and then a full Breath of the Wild next time. But she is a vibe and a sweetheart, and it was like $40, man. Like That's awesome.
I like
Super
the
good.
little touches that they do that's significant to the game, like the little hearts.
Yeah.
Like you know what that means if
Yep.
you
That's
play
how
the game. So
every
that's
Zelda you start off with the 3 hearts, bro.
mhm.
Every freaking Zelda. So that was super sick. All right, now Saturday, bro. This I have never really felt like this at a con after the fact. So the father son photo op, first time ever done, only 500. What was your experience?
So and Tony's a witness to this. So I go
Oh,
into the I go into the room. Shout outs to Rebel Scum. That tea is fire, right? So I'm rocking the Rebel Scum tea, and they both notice it. So Mark goes, "Oh wow, I like that tea," and Hayden's like, "Oh man, I like that tea. I want one." And then Mark is like, "Did you make that?" And I was like, "No, I didn't make it." And I shouted out Rebel Scum. And they made it, but I'm literally talking to them in a conversation because they started the conversation. They
yeah,
wanted to
yeah.
talk, and the lady's like tapping me in my back, like, "Okay, go behind them. Let's go." Like because the photos got to be quick, and it just happened to work out that the T matches the position that they were sitting in. So
Mm,
that's the dope part right there. And they both pointing to themselves on the T. So it was just so perfect, like that interaction. And it felt like Hayden remembered me because, again, that feeling with Hayden, bro, Megacon all over again.
yeah.
Locking eyes with Mark, and then I look over and just Hayden is an angel, bro. He's an angel. So just going through, and I'm like, wow, this is freaking crazy. Thinking the experience of meeting Mark on Friday, but now I have both of the Skywalkers. How rare is that to have both of the Skywalkers in the same room? Crazy, bro.
Yeah, and I saw it and I was like, that son of a what are they I was like, what are they talking about? Because like you were in front of Mark when you should have been behind them for the photo. So you're standing there for like a good 20-30 seconds. And I'm like, what are they talking about? Come on, it's my turn, Ricky. I was like 3 people behind you. So I saw it and I was like, wow, Ricky is having a conversation with Mark and Hayden. What? Like it just looks so crazy. Like
Yeah, I wish they
that
could film in there. Like, I wish that was an option to just
yeah.
film interactions because I'm pretty sure there's like great conversations there, but it's just I guess it's just your memory. Whenever you go in there, it's for you to remember. But it was great. It felt longer. Like it's weird. It probably was like 20, 30, seconds, and then
Yeah.
we took the photo, but it felt like I was talking to them a whole conversation, like for a minute or two. It was good.
Yes. So when I pulled in, it was just so dope to see them both, right? And then said, "Hey, Mark," and then I get behind there, and then Hayden turns and looks at me, and he's like, "Hey," puts his hand out like that, and like the way he did it, it was kind of like, did you recognize me? Because it was like as if you hadn't seen your boy in a minute and you run into him at the mall or you into him at the airport. He was like, "Hey, what's up?" Dap me up. And then I put my arm around both of them, took the picture, and then Hayden was like, "Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. It's good seeing you again." And Mark was like, "Thank you," all that stuff.
Mhm.
And when I walked out, I was like, "Yo, did Hayden remember me?" But there's more on that
Yes.
confirmed later we'll get to. But like my picture, like, bro, Hayden's smile is like, this is where the fun begins. Like this picture, Mark looks a little mad, but it's all good because he was happy in my single. So that's fine. He's at least pointing to George, but I had my arm behind them, and then like just bro, me and Hayden look like best buds. George is there lurking in the background as he always is, but this was insane. And as soon as we got out, I was saying to Jose, I think to you too, that I kind of want to do it again right now.
Yeah,
Like,
yes.
it's like you go to a theme park and you ride a brand new ride and it's so good. You just want to hop back in line and experience it again. Literally, I wanted to just that energy with those two sitting there, it's next level. Like the midichlorians is through the roof.
The
And like
midichlorians.
honestly, like the price was crazy, but if they weren't sold out and I could have bought another one, I honestly would have been crazy and did it just to like maybe do a pose, because I saw some people do a pose where they're all using the force, and I was like, oh, that looks cool. But man, this is like let me bring it up again in case anybody missed it. This is a once in a lifetime like photo, and I really can't think of anything of people that are around still that would be this level.
Be able to
The
top it, no?
the closest would be Hayden and Natalie, just
Oof.
because how special that relationship is and the prequels are to me. But like, I still think this would edge that out. It would be close, but bro, oh man, if I had oh god, it
What about Ian McDermott and Mark? Oh,
that would be next level, because that's never been done.
done
And
exactly.
they have done at 2019 Chicago, and I'm mad we weren't into photo ops and shit back then. 2019 Chicago did Hayden and Ian, Master and Apprentice. They did that there. But if they were to do Ian and oh my
Mark,
god,
yes.
oh, that would be sick. But like, yeah, I don't ever like, if they were happened to both be at a con and they offered that, I would go right away, because that's anything with Mark is he doesn't do the only other team ups I've ever seen him do was with Carrie. Rest in
Oh
peace, back in the
my
day.
god, that would be amazing. That's why I wish, like,
Yeah.
man, I was like, bro, we were messing around too much worrying about Funko, man. Like, it's like if 2017, 2019, there were so many things that we could have done different. But I mean, you
Yeah.
live and learn. Now we know. But yeah, this is I look at it too, like it's crazy to say that we were there. That's the
Yeah.
thing. It's like it's crazy because this is freaking Mark. And then Hayden, like I know Hayden's been doing. I don't want to say Hayden lost his sauce, like 'cause it
No.
was rare. It was rare because you now Hayden's going everywhere, and you see him, and then
Yeah.
and even the first time there was you, you and Hayden together photo op. That was a very rare, but now it's happening multiple times. But this right here, I'm not sure if this is gonna happen. And the simple fact is because Mark doesn't do this stuff. So this
Yeah.
is like super, super rare, man.
And for me, Hayden stole the show during that photo op. I thought I was gonna be more like Google Gaga over Mark, but man, just Hayden's reaction to seeing me, and like me thinking like, did he recognize me from like, because I've done 3 photo ops with him before that, a single at MegaCon, the duel in London, and then the duel at MegaCon. So like, I've been there 3 times with him, and it's just the vibe that he gave me is like, wow, like, are we friends? But there'll be more on that in a bit. So Saturday, insane. Well, clearly, I was gonna say, which photo op did you like better, the single with Mark or the duel? But it's 2 for 1. It's like,
It's the duel, bro.
you want 1 beer or you want 2 beers? Two, like two. So now autos. Show me the autos that you got on Saturday. Let's go through your autos.
All right, so I got a little story before. So Neville, it's he has his autograph with Hayden at 10 a.m. So
Oh,
okay, so at 10 a.m. So my autograph is not until 4 p.m. So obviously I try to go with him so I can knock that autograph out early. Because remember, we're talking about time crunch. I didn't want to, wait all the way to 4 because I knew the lines were gonna be long and all that stuff. So I
yeah,
go up there and I happen to, I show my ticket. It doesn't show the time big. I just show my ticket, go up the escalator, do the whole line. I probably was in line for like 20, 30 minutes. Nothing too crazy. So I go in the actual room and he hands his ticket that says 10 a.m. I hand my ticket that says 4 p.m. And the guy's like, "No, man, I'm sorry. I cannot do this." And we're like, "Oh, you can't? Like, come on, just, He's like, "No, man, this is the reason why I'm here. I'm up here to make sure that all the 10 a.m.ers get, their tickets." So yeah, I was like, "Oh, so you feel like you kind of shut down." But I got to stay with them, still in the line. So as they're going through the line and he's getting his comic signed and he shakes his hand, I shake his hand and say hello, and then I give him my Pop the Bounty Collector stickers, and he looks at it, and he's like, "Oh man, that's cool, cool." So I gave my stickers to Hayden, right?
yeah.
So now we fast forward, right, to Hayden's autograph. Now Hayden's line, I don't know what happened. Again, my time is 4 o'clock. I get there 3:30. I didn't get the autograph to you remember what time that I got the autograph? Was it 7?
You were done by like 7-ish, a little after 7.
I didn't get my autograph until 7. I don't know what happened. Uh, what took I know Hayden had to take breaks. I mean, my man's signing a lot. He's doing photo ops. He has to
Yeah.
take breaks and he has to eat and all that stuff. But I don't know what happened. Everybody was pissed off. Like that line, I think I hopped out of the VIP line 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Tony was telling me, get back in line, get back in line. So I got back in line. I took a photo of him and then I said, guess who's back out of the line? Because I had to sit down, man. My knees and my ankle was hurting. I'm like, yo, I gotta sit. But I didn't even know Tony was sitting in a chair in his line. Tony was 5 p.m. So they have us broken down to different line. The way they do it is like, was it ADA? ADA has the line, then it's VIP, then it's regular. So when I got there at 3:30, there was still people for 2 o'clock waiting to get autographs. So they had 2, 3, and I was 4. Tony was 5. So okay, for whatever. I finally get in and I start almost tearing up again because I was like, bro, this is crazy, man. Like I'm trying to soak in this whole experience. So when I get into now it's 4 o'clock, I get, I have my plaque all ready, and Hayden goes, "Hey!" I'm like, bro, for real? He recognizes me, he remembered me. He's like, "Hey, what's up, man?" I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" And so I got this bad boy sign right here.
Ooh,
Oh, let's see, you see. There you go. Oh,
so
freaking
dope.
yeah. So the cool thing is that I got this sign and it says I hate sand. So before he was about to sign it, I said, "Hey, can you put I hate sand?" And he goes, "Right here?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So he put I hate sand, signed
Mhm.
his signature and everything. And then I told him how, this plaque's episode 2, that I'm the oddball. The episode 2 is my favorite episode. And he started laughing and he laughed at the picture of his face. And then yeah, it was just a great experience. Shook his hand again. He said thank you. Like I think the thing that steals it is that I have been to other actors, voice actors, and they sign, and it's not the interaction. Sometimes they talk while they're signing. They don't even give you eye contact.
Yeah.
Hayden gives you that eye contact, looks at you directly in
Yeah.
your eyes, and tells you, "Thank you." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh man!" So that was a great experience. I went around to go behind Tony, and I was like, "Yo, Tony, I had to show you." Wrote "I hate sand" on there because usually that costs extra.
That's the first thing
Having
I
it
said. I said, "You didn't pay for that."
No, yeah. So that was a great experience there. Even though it was a long wait, even though I got rejected at 10 a.m., he remembered me and he wrote I hate sand. So that just tops everything for me.
Nice. What other
But
autographs you got?
all
Let's go
right.
through
So
all your Saturdays.
on my Saturdays, so Mark it was a different experience. I know again he's older man. He had like 6 or 7 handlers
Yeah.
inside that little and they just passing all the stuff down. And there was actually 2 handlers kind of hovering him. So there was one on the left and right. Mark was sitting down in a chair and it looks like they just passed it to him and he's going. And he's
Yeah.
going. And I thought the plaque was gonna do something like he'd be like, "Hey, I like this that you put both of them," but there
Yeah.
was no really interaction. But I did get it signed in green. I don't know if you guys can see it there,
Yes.
but I had to get it signed in green, definitely for the green lightsaber, and then obviously Joker with the green hair. So I got that sign as well, and then this is cool. This interaction was really cool too. Jonas, he was dope, man. Like the conversation, that's the one thing. It's not the most expensive. I think it was like $60,
Yep.
but it was well worth the money because we got to talk about what he did in Acolyte. We got to talk about um why wasn't there a solo 2, and that he said that he wished it was better promotion out there, not that many people knew about it, that it should have been released in December. And I said, yeah, why did they put more at the end if they're not going to do another movie? I thought
Yep.
it was going to be like 2 or 3 movies, and he said it was supposed to be 3 movies. They
Mm,
just killed it. So but this is the autograph right here, and he draws like the little Wookiee on there, so that's pretty dope.
fire.
Yeah, so those are just my 3 autographs, not too crazy. Because yeah, and obviously money. It was expensive to go over there, but yeah, I'm glad I got these 3 autographs.
So I did too much. One's Neville's fault, which we'll get to that. But I got 5 on Saturday, which is
Ooh,
unhealthy. So this one, Cameron Monaghan, Cal Kestis. The plaque is
fire! Oh, look at that.
half Cal Kestis, an Inquisitor suit, half Joker from Gotham. And I even told him, I said, man, I love Fallen Order and Survivor, but you in Gotham as Joker, you are one of my favorite Jokers. And he's like, man, thank you, man. I appreciate that. And I even told him that I've been rewatching Law and Order yesterday, and I keep seeing his episode of Law and Order, and he kind of laughed because there was an episode he was in Law and Order. He was like a 16-year-old kid, and it was like a hostage situation. It's a good episode, but like it's like, bro, that's young Cal Kestis. So that was dope interaction. My first time meeting him, and his lines are always crazy at every show. Even a small like Ocala Comic Con is a smaller show, bro. His line they cut it off. It gets wild.
Wow.
Next, Junis. So this was a fire interaction. I got half Chewy, half Kelnaka, the little Wookiee. That's so dope that he does that. So this interaction was great because the main reason I wanted to talk to him was because of Kelnaka, because I wanted to ask him, like, man, like, when you were Chewy, you just had a blaster, but as Kelnaka, did you do lightsaber training? And he was like, yup. And then he was like, and I did all the stunts because there's no stunt doubles my size. And I was like, oh, so he
Mm.
was like, yeah, so everything was me. I got the lightsaber. I was like, zoom, zoom, zoom. And he started going crazy like that. I was like, yo. So that was super fun. Really, really cool. If you haven't met Junis, like, show him some love, man. Like, at the end of the day, he was Chewy and Solo, the sequels, and Kelnaka. So yeah, that was dope. This next one, Ezra Bridger. So I already met him at MegaCon, and the plaque that I had was him, a picture of him in the Night Trooper outfit, but it said Jabba the Hutt from the Ahsoka show. I went all in and I did Jabba. So the second I saw this, he was like, yo, he got hyped. The person that was there with them, he was like, look, that's me. That's me. He was so pumped seeing this. Like, so that's the reaction that I wanted, and that's why I did it. Like, I made this plaque in case his line wasn't bad, and it wasn't. And like, he gave me the reaction that I wanted, so that was cool. I asked him about Ahsoka season 2, and the only thing he said was that he didn't know much. He just knows that it's happening and that he's in it and he's waiting. So that's all I got out of him. Now, the next two, freaking Mark Hamill. So, like you said, it was a dope. It was good just to get the autograph and just to be there. I got to say thank you. Like, he signed it. He said thank you. Like, he looked up. We had the eye contact, but it was like a million handlers there, so it couldn't be as long or as personal as you wanted. But it's understandable. Like, he's older. There's a time crunch. Like, I was just glad for the opportunity. They gave us that little Joker card, which I have it somewhere, which was cool at the end. But
Yeah, this one right here.
yes, that right there. But Return of the Jedi, like, I love this Luke talking crap to Jabba.
Yeah.
Like, this super dope. I'm just glad to have this in my collection and to see him sign it. And the crazy thing is, all my autos were done with the pens in the other room. So my Sharpie, like, was used by Mark Hamill, Hayden Christensen, Ezra, Cal Kestis, Chewbacca, Zelda, John Connor. So it's kind of crazy. And like, I kind of like that. I'm gonna bring that to every con, and I'm gonna keep track of like every person who's used this marker. Just like a cool little thing for me, because it's like, wow, like Luke held this marker. Like, it's like a lightsaber. Like, now it's mine. So the last auto.
Whew.
So we're eating lunch, and then Neville pops up out of nowhere. Hey, I got a deal for you. I'm like, what? He's like, I bought too many Hayden autographs. Do you want one? And I'll give it to you for less than what I paid. So I'm trying to think of reasons to say no, but there's none. Because like, we have VIP, we're here, his autos are sold out, and you have one, and it's $25 less than what I would pay if I wanted it, plus no fees, no taxes. I said, oh, I guess. And I had the plaque with me just in case I wanted to do an impulse buy.
Mm-hmm.
But I was kind of glad it sold out, so that way I couldn't buy it. So there was no recklessness. But like that was such a deal, I had to do it. So I'll show you the plaque first. But the story is, I will never forget this for the rest of my life. It's probably like my best interaction with anybody. So the plaque is Revenge of the Sith. So I got light side and dark side. Hayden signed it. So like his signature is fire, bro.
Yes.
But what was crazy, and we kind of talked about waiting in line 3-4 hours. Like it is what it is. He's worth every minute, second wait. But when I came up, they slid him the plaque. He looked up at me, and I had to write down what he said because I get nervous like trying to think of it. He looked at me, shaked his hands, and what he said to me is, "We've met a few times before." And I was like, I sense a reaction in the group chat. I'm gonna put the clip in this video because it's so funny. Because like the adrenaline was pumping. So I'm gonna add the clip right here. I walk up to Hayden, and he goes, "We've met a few times, right?" What? So he legit remembered me because he said we met a few times. And then I told him, like, yeah, well, Megacon Orlando, London Celebration, Megacon again, here this morning, and this is my 5th time. Bro, best friends with Hayden. He recognized me and remembered me from other conventions, which blew my mind. Because, like I said earlier, like the vibe he gave me was like he kind of knew me or recognized me. And when he said, we've met a few times before, I was like, yeah, we have. This is the 5th time. And he was like, and then I told him all the times we did, and he was like, man, that's quite a few. And then as he was signing it, I was like, what was it like spending the day with your son, Luke? And he and everybody in the room laughed. It was I felt like such a badass in that moment. Like, like everyone's
Yeah.
laughing. Hayden's laughing. He was like, it was good. It was good. And then he just thanked me for coming. And then when I was leaving, I was like, man, appreciate you. I'll see you this Friday at Tampa Bay Comic Con. He was like, oh, all right, cool. So he is there this Friday. I'm saying I don't have any money. I'm not going to do it, but I already know that when I get there, I'm going to do something, man, just because I want to talk to him again. And I might do an auto, and I might do an auto just so I can have more time to talk to him, because I want to be like, bro, like how did you remember me? You see so many people. Like, what was it? Was it the beard and the glasses combo? Like, what was it? Because that's wild for Hayden Christensen to ask me. We've met a couple times before. My heart stopped.
Yeah, I mean, you think about how many autos he did that day,
A lot,
and then how many cons has he been doing?
a
How
lot.
does he remember you?
Yeah,
I mean, not to
yeah,
say, yeah, even though it's been 5 times, it's like, how do you remember that? And
yeah.
I guess he you could say he remembered me because he saw me earlier at 10 AM
Twice and
and
the
then
photo.
4 PM. But yeah, he didn't do that. Yes, we did the photo op. Maybe he couldn't remember you from the photo op, but then he said, haven't we seen each other a
A
few
few
times?
times. Yeah,
Not just today, a few times.
bro, when
Yeah.
he said that, I was like, holy shit, Hayden's my friend now. Like, that is nuts. Because I know there's a few people that kind of have relationships with him, that know him and stuff from going to conventions. Like, there's a couple people, like I think her name's Vader's girl, that always does the picture with the photo and
Yeah.
sees
Mhm.
like he knows her clearly, right? So like I think it could be just because a couple times I did the photo on the shirt from the dual photo. Like, that's something maybe that would stick out and he would remember. But like you said, man, it's on the eye contact. And then he forgot to give me the pen back. So I was like, oh, that's my pen. He's like, oh, took your pen and gave it back to you. I'm like, thanks. Thanks, Hayden. Like, oh my God, bro. So he's here this Friday. I might ugh, I might bring this.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say. Do you have a figure to sign that? Oh my god, that would be so
Yeah,
badass, bro.
I might bring this, or I don't know. I'm gonna look around and see what I have that would be like badass. This is probably one of the best things. Do I have like a print or something? I
You
gotta
know,
look to see what I have.
I always thought about getting the helmet sign, and I was like, but I don't want to lug that whole big thing. But I started seeing people just the top part of the hat. They didn't
Yeah.
take the whole mask, and they had that covered. But see, that one will have to
Ooh.
be with like a red pen, like a
A
red
red.
gel pen, and have him sign on the side. Oh my god,
Oh. And for me, like, the commute is super easy, like,
yeah,
it's
it's right
going in
there.
my car. Yo. But if I have him sign one side, I have to have, Ewan sign the other.
That would be yeah, because you it's Ewan's fault that he made him.
Oh.
You didn't make me. Hey, I
Damn.
think you're forgetting one part though. Remember the
What?
X?
Oh, yeah, so one of my subscribers we ran into, she was saying that the X means that he likes the item that he signs. That him and Ewan, when they sign items, if they like it, they add that X. So that's what she said. I don't know how true that is, but like it makes sense. So I want to look around and see other autos from people and see if I see it without it. But yeah, that's kind of a cool little nugget too. So what other pickups do you have from the con? Do you have anything else you want to show?
Oh yeah, definitely. So shout outs to Rebel Scum. I finally met
Woohoo!
yeah, for the tea. We finally met each other at the con. Dope person. And of course, obviously always supporting Rebel Scum. So I
Yeah,
got that tea. We picked up a couple comics. And I know you picked up the same. We pretty much picked up all the same comics. It would have been dope to get them signed if I had that type of money. It would be dope. But
yeah,
obviously, we talked about it. Mark Hamill. This one I didn't even know that it came foil. I was just gonna get the comic itself, the Virgin
yeah,
one, but the foil piece is pretty dope. And you got this one right here too as well.
yep.
Kind of like the card. And then this one right here, you got this one. Shout out to Tony for I think I was stuck in line. I'm like, bro, just get me this before it sells out because this was a San Diego Comic Con exclusive.
Yep.
So
Numbered.
it numbered. So shout out to Tony being my hero again while I'm stuck in line. But yeah, I got those three comics. And then just the comics that came. We have the Fan Expo, so when you get VIP, you get a little goodie bag like this. They focus on Batman was the character, kind of like same with our lanyard. For VIP was Batman, and then they gave out this lithograph, which came like kind of bent in the luggage,
Oh yeah.
and then the T. They gave us a T too as well. So dope T Fan Expo. And then Mr. I'm gonna even open it up. Should I open it up right now?
I
Right
opened it up
here.
in the hotel room. I threw the box away because I didn't have space for it.
Yeah. This is pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. Little
Yeah.
Marty McFly.
Yep.
I know we talked about it. So that's pretty much what my pickups were because yeah, your boy already spent too much money, man. The trip was already a lot. So what'd you get?
Yeah, pretty much the same. Like the same three comics: Joker, Luke. So all three of those. And then shout out to Rebel Scum. He hooked me up with a tea as well. So this black tea, which is fire. And then shout out to Caden from Cantina Talk. He brought me a t-shirt too. He ordered one for you too, Ricky, but it didn't come in time.
Ah, well, shout
Spoilers.
out to you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
And then Python Cargo. Shout out to Blake and Cass. They gave me the Sith holocron pin. Super dope.
Ooh, I like that.
And then just getting the stickers from General Kenobi,
That homie, my cousin. That's my cousin now.
Ricky stickers, and then seeing little Max Rebo in line, the cosplay. She killed it. Check her
Yeah.
out on Instagram and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I got. What you got coming up next on your channel?
I'm still gonna be showing I know it's already out there, but I'll be posting some funny moments from Mark Hamill's panel that I like. Obviously, I'm not gonna be posting the whole entire. What was it, like about an hour? It was like an hour long panel. But I'll be posting little bits of what I thought it was funny from the panel, and actually going in. I have a lot of footage of the floor, so walking the floor, and in that video, I do have some advice if you are coming to a con, what you should prepare mentally and what you should bring, and expectations. And then what else do I got? And then obviously I pretty much showed everything I have here, but I'll kind of go over my pickup video, kind of go in depth a little bit more what I picked up, and then talk about any future cons that we're gonna go to. Hello? Hello? Where did Tony go? Oh well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to part two of Rebel Collectors. It's Ricky time. What are we what else are we gonna talk about? Let's see. I do have some stuff to share. What is he doing? Hello? Did something reset? Yep.
All right, guys. So for me, I just have Wednesday. I'll be live 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time talking about my experiences with the chat. There was a lot of people from the chat that we met up with and ran into over there. So I'll be talking live with you guys Wednesday. And then Friday, 5 p.m. live for Celebration Q&A. And I'll be at Tampa Bay Comic-Con Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So you'll see videos coming out over those next few days. So, yep.
Cool.
So that's pretty much everything for this episode, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.
Peace.